Hello and welcome to Math 035. This video is to show you some features of our third-party software, which is Pearson's MyLab Math. Also, sometimes I'll call it My Math Lab. So first off, I want to show you where you can locate this particular third-party software, and that it has its own page inside of our Moodle course titled MyLab Math. There are some registration instructions that you see here. If you click on that PDF, it'll give you full details. So I'll save that for the PDF, but to enter the full My Math Lab course or MyLab Math course, you're going to click this tool. That opens up to this screen, and you may see a little bit more content. If so, just scroll down until you see Open Pearson, and then open MyLab and Mastering. Again, your course may look just a little bit different than mine because mine is the instructor course, but it should have something like this where you see a calendar and you see several options over here to the side. One of the first things I want to show you is where you can navigate to find the e-text. So as you've probably already seen, you don't have to purchase the physical textbook for this course. Instead, you could go through the My Math Lab course and find the digital version of our textbook, which is the e-text. So when you click on that link for e-text, it looks a lot like other digital textbooks. And this one's kind of large here on the screen, but I do want to show you where you can find the table of contents. And then you can see all of the chapters labeled here. You can expand to get to a particular section if you like. So for instance, if you want to get to the section on 1.5, you would click that one. And again, you may have to scroll a little bit, like this one's towards the bottom of that particular page, but you can see here, you can start reading that section. Another thing to note is if you need to find a particular page number, that's down here at the bottom. You can advance or go backwards, or just type in the number of the page that you're looking for and jump right to that page. Those are the biggest features that I wanted to point out with the e-text. There are a few other things to try out over here on the side, but that's what you mainly need to be aware of. So now I'm going to come back a tab to our MyLab Math course again, and let me condense this particular category. And next I want to show you where you can find videos. So videos are also in our Moodle course, but you can find them here in the Video and Resource Library. When you click on that link, notice it's asking you to just select which chapter you're in, which section you are in, and then you can either select all of the different media types, or you can look at just the section lecture videos. So depending on, how much extra resources you really want to use, just note some of the different things that you see here, like the PowerPoint, for instance, or if there's an animation that goes with this particular section, you will find those things here. I'm just going to show you real quick what happens when you click Find Now. You'll see the full section video appear always at the top. And then if you want to jump to a particular objective within that section, you will find those objectives here listed below. Another really nice tool that's located inside your MyLab course is right underneath the Video and Resource Library. You'll see Video Organizer. So let's select that one and open up the video organizer that accompanies our text. And here you will find either an accessible or a PDF version of the video organizer, which some people would probably also call these like guided notes. So as you're watching the videos for each section, be sure to have these guided notes either in their digital format or print them out so that you have a way to organize what you're learning as you're learning it. So those are all the resources that will help you learn the material, and then you get to practice what you've learned through the assignments. So let's select assignments here, and you may see only just a few assignments open at a time, but obviously, go back and check the syllabus to make sure you're working on the assignment that you need at that time. I'm just going to pick one of these just to show. And you can see once you click on that assignment title for that particular section, you have several questions to answer. You could click start. You could click directly on the question number. There's a couple of ways to get that process started. This opens up in a new screen. So let me move this over here. And in this particular case, like we're asked this multiple choice question, there's also several fill in the blank type boxes where you are going to be typing in numerical responses. So I'm just going to guess something. And to see if I've got the answer right, I'm going to click check answer. Now, pause here because you may be given some feedback that helps you see if you got an answer wrong, what exactly was wrong about it. So notice that it's given us a little bit of feedback. I can click OK. I can try again. Again, I'm guessing. All right, but when I click check answer, it's still giving me more feedback. I'm going to do it one more time. Even though it says final check at the bottom, when I click that, notice it gives me the correct answer and it tells me what my answer was. Right here is a great place to go ahead and try a similar question. So you have several attempts to try questions over and over and over again. Now, if you find that you're having to do that many times, there are some other things that you can do. There's help me solve this. And this one breaks down the question into a series of sub-questions that you would then answer. You check that answer and you get a little bit of feedback as you go. But again, it's breaking down the larger question into sub-questions. Another option is view an example. In this part, it's just mostly text. You click continue with each step and it shows you what the final solution is. Now that is a similar example. It's not the exact example that we're looking at though. And then underneath get more help, if there is a video that directly relates to this concept, you can find it here. You can also click textbook and directly go to that textbook section. And you can click ask my instructor. This particular one I want to note because notice that it's going to send an email to me up here at the top. So this isn't going to go out to just any instructor. It's your instructor. And it lets me know which question you're on, and it's going to actually give me more information than just that. So I can see the values that are in the question, how it's worded, and you don't have to type all of that out in this email. If you do have a little bit more information though, I greatly appreciate seeing it right here. What things have you tried? Type that in. What type of answers are you coming up with, and what feedback is MyLab giving you? And then when you click send, it sends that email to me and I will get back to you by your email, your WCC email. Whenever you leave an assignment, click save just in case. Most of the time my MyLab will automatically save your progress if you X out of the assignment instead of saving it. But just to be safe, do that. And notice whenever you do that, you also see a summary of which questions you have attempted. Like this one I got incorrect, so it's still with an X. But then if I get the next question right, or if I go back and do that question and get it right, it will change to a green check. And then one last feature I want to show you here inside MyLab is the student gradebook. Now, I only have that one assignment I've attempted, and it's not over yet, so I can still go back and continue on to that assignment and increase my grade, but automatically it's keeping up with my score as I go. So that's a good place. This is a good place to go if you want to see your score on your MyLab assignments in real time. And one last thing I want to note is when you're inside of our Moodle course, I'm going to go back to the welcome page. And let's say we're into a certain week and you've got these instructions up here at the top. If you want to quickly get to the videos and the organizer, they are also linked here by section. And if you want to quickly get to the assignments, they are also linked here inside of Moodle. So you do have a couple of options as to how you can get inside of MyLab, but I want you to be aware of all the features that it also contains.